Hi guys, so tonight I'm going to show you how to make your own transfer from like a picture or photograph, okay? That enables you to basically transfer a pretty complicated design onto your mug without being able to be like an amazing like painter or what is the person that draws? A drawer? No, that's like a kitchen drawer. Anyway, that's an aside. But yeah, so basically you don't need to have like huge art skills. Like I don't draw, I sculpt, but I don't draw. So for me, I'm still learning how to draw. So a lot of the like portraits or something more complicated, I really need some help. And this is my crutch, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So for this, all you really need is gift wrap paper. I call it tissue paper. This is the stuff that you put into like a gift bag. This is not the stuff that you blow your nose into, okay? But the idea is that you want something that's, and I use white, you want something that's semi-transparent and very light. And the reason being is that what you're going to do with this is you're going to take your original that you want to transfer. So I have here a little portrait that I literally drew on a piece of paper. Now, it can be a printout, so you can print out a photo, you can, have a family photo, or you can even take this piece of paper and put it right against the screen. Okay, so if you're trying to copy something off your computer screen or your iPhone screen, you can put this right onto the screen and it will be transparent and you can trace, okay? So this is what I'm going to do. First, I'm gonna get the design onto this piece of paper. Now you can do it directly with underglaze or you can do it with a marker. Let me explain to you why I do it with a marker. If I do a very rough tracing, now I'm trying to do it fast so I don't bore you guys, so you have to pardon, I'm just doing it a very quick one. Now this paper, it is semi-transparent, so I can actually see my drawing right through it. Once you guys try it at home, you'll see exactly what I mean. Again, very, very rough sketch, trying to go fast. Okay, so here it is. I just transferred it from here onto here. Now the reason why I do it with a marker and not with the underglaze is whatever surface you put the underglaze onto, that's the surface that's gonna go onto the clay. With this, I can now choose, do I want the guy looking this way or do I want him looking this way? See how now you can do a mirror image, you can do either one. So say you want the guy looking this way. So you're going to take this side and you're going to take some black underglaze. I like to use Amaco velvets, but any will do, doesn't matter. And you're going to trace now your marker line, because marker will not transfer onto clay, and if it does, then it's useless anyway because it's going to burn out. So you're going to take underglaze and you're going to trace the lines that you have made with your marker. You're going to trace it with underglaze. Again, the reason why I did marker first and not just straight underglaze, because I could have done that, is because I want to be able to flip it either way if I wanted to. If you know you're not going to flip, then you can just go ahead and, instead of using the marker, just use the underglaze. That's okay too. It all depends on what type of, end result you're looking for. You guys are gonna have to excuse me, I cannot talk anymore because it's really, really late. The most important thing is that I show you how to do it. Okay, here we go. Now what you're going to transfer it onto is going to be wet clay. You can do it on bisque, but it's much, much harder because the underglaze will not transfer as easily. You're going to have to wet, and then you're gonna start playing with how much water do you add, Is it too wet? Is it not wet enough? So I don't like to play with any of that. I do not have the time for this. So I like to transfer onto wet clay, meaning that as soon as I make the mug, I am ready to transfer my underglazes. I do not wait, I don't wait for it to get leather hard. Basically, you know, it's fresh. Now I don't throw away hand built, but it's still very wet and very you know, malleable still. I don't wait for it to dry at all. I'm almost done, you guys. I'm doing this because I want to show you that you can take a pretty complicated design and transfer it easily. Of course, I could have picked something that I would be able to trace in like 2 seconds, but the whole point is to show you that you can trace something pretty complicated. Now, this could have been like a family photograph or, you know, really anything at all. Okay, so now you have traced your marker line with your underglaze. So what you're going to do, I just have a little slab of clay here. It could be a wall of a mug or whatever it is. You're going to put your drawing underglaze down, okay? Right onto your wet clay. And then you're going to just tap it in like this. Tap it in. If there is too much water on your clay, you might have it smudge a little bit. You can always clean it up later. Don't touch it now. Don't touch it when the clay is wet. Wait until it's like good leather hard, if not bone dry. And then just take, like I use these stylus tools by Diamond Core Tools, but even like an X-Acto knife would be fine too. And then you can just clean up those lines a little bit if you need to. But here, I'm gonna try to lift it up to show you. Okay. So I have this tissue paper tapped right into the clay. It's gonna stick because the tissue paper is flimsy and the clay is wet. Now what you're going to do, hopefully I tapped it in enough, is when you peel it back, you now have a transfer onto your clay. And then, like I said, you wait for it to dry and you can take and clean up your lines if you need to. This really doesn't even need it that much. Sometimes I will take underglaze and I'll just reinforce some of the lines if they didn't get transferred enough. But this is how you transfer a photograph onto a piece of clay. If you don't want to, you know, draw the whole thing, like not all of us are, you know, like I don't draw. So I'm learning though. I'm learning how to draw, but it's going to take a long time. So in the meantime, this is just an easy way of copying anything really onto your clay. So you copy from the drawing onto tissue paper. Use marker if you want to be able to flip it to either side. Trace with underglaze. Put that side down on the wet clay. Peel it back off. And here's your drawing. Now what happens, this is something I have to mention. What happens if your drawing, so this was a very fine line, like a nice solid black line drawing, right? What happens if it's a photograph and you can't tell very easily what it is? So I have something that I stole from an industrial process called candling that they use for fish and finding parasites in the fish. Don't ask. And actually, you probably don't even want to Google it. It's really gross. But, so if you can't trace it easily onto your piece of paper, what you do is you elevate a piece of glass. Okay, this is just transparent glass. And you put your drawing on it. But this does not really apply to like computer screens. This is more like if you have like a physical like drawing. Okay. And you put your tissue paper on that. And then you put your light here. And when the light shines, it's gonna make the lines super duper visible. Okay? Just trust me. If your lines are very light and you're having trouble seeing through the rice paper or the tissue paper, elevate it like this. Put like a, you know, like a little tea light candles are good. Not the real candles, but like the electric type, you know, or like a little flashlight or whatever source of light, your phone, you know, with a flashlight up, like whatever works. Put a source of light here, and now you can trace easily. It will bring up all the lines so you can see easily. I just wanted to mention that because I had to kind of figure that one out. All right, that's pretty much it. I think that was really quick and easy, right? If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Or you can even message me on my Instagram or Facebook. Instagram is probably better. I tend to check it more. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. Have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye-bye.